You are born Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr., January 17th, 1942. Louisville, Kentucky, a segregated city in a segregated country. Your mother, Odessa, is your rock. Your father, Cassius Sr., paints signs for a living, but his pride is louder than his paycheck. You grow up in a small house where love is plenty, but money is scarce. Jim Crow laws cast a shadow over your world. Whites-only signs are everywhere. But you're a spark in the dark. At 12, your life changes. A red Schwinn bicycle. Your pride and joy is stolen. You're furious. You tell a local cop, Joe Martin, you're gonna whoop whoever took it. Joe looks at you, all skinny arms and burning eyes, and says, you better learn how to fight first. He runs a boxing gym. You walk in. The smell of sweat, leather, and dreams hits you. You're home. You're not big. Not yet. But you're fast. Faster than anyone in that gym. You dance around the ring, hands low, chin up, daring kids to hit you. They can't. You are a shadow, a blur. By 14, you're winning local fights. By 16, you're a Golden Gloves champion. Your fists are quick, but your mouth, quicker. You talk trash like it's poetry. I'm the greatest. You shout, even before you've proved it. And deep down, you know you will. At 18, you're in Rome, the 1960 Olympics. You're fighting for gold, representing a country that doesn't let you sit at certain lunch counters back home. You don't care. You're here to shine. You jab, you weave, you dominate. You win the light heavyweight gold medal. You wear it around your neck like a king's crown. But when you get home to Louisville, a diner refuses to serve you. Gold medal or not, you're still black. You throw that medal into the Ohio River, not out of anger, out of defiance. You're done begging for respect. You'll demand it. You turn pro. You're 19, and the world is already watching. You fight with a style nobody's seen before. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Your hands are lightning. Your feet are a dance. You don't just win, you dazzle. You knock out Archie Moore. You outclass Henry Cooper. By 1964, you're 22, and you're facing Sonny Liston for the heavyweight title. Liston's a monster, a former convict with a stare that could freeze fire. The world says you're too young, too pretty, too loud. They say Liston will crush you. You don't just beat him, you shock him. Round after round, you dance, you jab, you taunt. Liston quits on his stool after 6 rounds. You're the heavyweight champion of the world. You stand over the ring, screaming, I am the greatest. And the world believes you. But you're more than a boxer. You're a revolution. You join the Nation of Islam. You shed your slave name, Cassius Clay. You become Muhammad Ali. The name feels right. It's yours. It's power. The world doesn't like it. They call you arrogant, uppity. They want you to stay in your place. You laugh. Your place? You're building a throne. Then comes 1967. The Vietnam War is raging. You're drafted. You're 25, at the peak of your career, the heavyweight champion. But you say no. I ain't got no quarrel with them Viet Cong. You refuse to fight in a war you don't believe in. You stand for your principles, for your faith, for your people, the cost, everything. They strip you of your title. They take your license to box. They convict you of draft evasion. They threaten you with 5 years in prison. You don't bend. You don't break. You speak. You rally. You become a voice for the voiceless. You fight in courtrooms instead of rings. And slowly the world starts to listen. By 1971, the Supreme Court overturns your conviction. You're free, but you're not the same. You're 29 now. You've lost 3 prime years. Your body's not as fast. Your legs don't dance like they used to, but your heart, stronger than ever. You return to the ring. You face Joe Frazier in the fight of the century, Madison Square Garden, 2 undefeated champions. The world stops to watch. You lose. Your first defeat. It hurts, but it doesn't break you. You train harder. You fight smarter. You beat Frazier in the rematch. You reclaim your place. Then 1974, the Rumble in the Jungle. Kinshasa, Zaire, you're 32, and you're the underdog again. Your opponent? George Foreman. Younger, stronger, undefeated. His punches are sledgehammers. Nobody gives you a chance. But you've got a plan. You lean back on the ropes, let Foreman swing, let him tire. You take his punches. You absorb his power. And in the 8th round, you strike. A combination. A flurry. Foreman falls. You're champion again. The world roars. You're not just back. You're immortal. You fight on. The Thrilla in Manila, Frazier again. 14 rounds of brutality. You both leave pieces of yourselves in that ring. You win, but it's not just about the belt. It's about heart. It's about will. You're Muhammad Ali, and you don't quit. But time catches up. By the late 70s, your body slows. Your reflexes fade. You lose the title to Leon Spinks in 78. You win it back. The first to claim the heavyweight crown 3 times. But the fights take their toll. Your hands tremble. Your speech slurs. The world whispers about Parkinson's. You retire in 1981. You're 39. You've fought 61 times. Won 56. Knocked out 37. But your greatest fight? It's still ahead. You step out of the ring, but not out of the spotlight. Parkinson's tries to silence you. It shakes your hands. It softens your voice. But it can't touch your spirit. You become a global ambassador. You travel the world. You speak for peace, for justice, for humanity. You light the Olympic flame in Atlanta, 1996. Your hands tremble, but your presence is steady. The crowd weeps, not for pity, for awe. You're more than a boxer now. You're a symbol. A black kid from Louisville who became a king. A man who stood against war when it cost him everything. A voice that roared when others whispered. You inspire poets, presidents, rebels, dreamers. You're the reason kids in every corner of the world pick up gloves. You're the reason people believe they can fight, inside the ring or out. So was it worth it? The noise, the exile, the broken body, the lost years, the criticism, the cheers, the silence? Was it worth the millions you never earned? The punches you never dodged? The moments you sacrificed? Ask the world. Ask the millions who watched you stand, trembling, torch in hand, lighting hope in the night sky. Ask the men who put down rifles because you made them question war. Ask the children who chant your name not because you boxed, but because you believed, because you refused to back down. You weren't just a champion. You were a mirror, reflecting everything people feared, everything they hoped, everything they could be. You danced, yes, but you also stood still when it mattered. You fought, yes, but you also loved harder than anyone expected. You were loud, you were bold, you were light in a heavy world. And even when your voice faded, your presence echoed louder than ever. On June 3rd, 2016, your body finally gave in, but your legacy? Unbreakable. You didn't just float like a butterfly. You soared like a legend. You didn't just sting like a bee. You shook the conscience of a generation. And now you rest, not in silence, but in history, forever the greatest. This was your life as Muhammad Ali. You were born to fight, but destined to lead.